Allah Ta'ala is saying in Surah Al-Ma'idah, today we completed the religion, we completed our ni'mat, our blessings upon you. And we chose Islam as the religion. But it's an important point for kids to know that Islam as a religion isn't the first time being mentioned in front of the Prophet. Prophet Musa alayhi salam and Prophet Ibrahim and Ismail and other prophets said in the Quran, it is mentioned that they said, "Oh our Lord, make sure that we die as Muslims. Make us among the Muslimin." The Hawari, the people who follow Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, those who are the apostles of Hazrat Isa, they said, "We are among the Muslimin." Everyone among the prophets was a Muslim even before the Prophet came, Prophet Muhammad came. So Allah Ta'ala is saying that Allah has completed the religion of Islam. And I would request Muhammad Ali and Rayan to come in front. I'll be picking names. Seriously, I'll be picking names because I want all of you to know this, that when you talk to Christians or when you talk to Jewish people or Hindus in your school, you have to realize that Islam is not a new religion. This is the only religion, and that's why Allah says in the Quran, "Inna deena indallahi Islam." Only religion in front of Allah is Islam. And Allah says in the Quran that nothing will be accepted from anyone except for Islam. So all of the verses are about the religion of Islam. Now, when you think about Islam, from all the prophets who have been coming, they all are claiming that, "Oh Allah, make us among the Muslimin." They are praying that we be among the Muslimin. And Allah is saying that today we have completed Islam. Today we have completed the religion that started from Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. Who was the first prophet? Muhammad Ali. Hazrat Adam, very good. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So as soon as I see people talking, I'm going to ask pointed questions right there. Okay, so Allah Ta'ala mentioned Islam is the religion. Islam is completed. When is it completed? Which day, Nakash? To Eid Ghadeer, right? So we have come to this point. But what is the significance of this day? Because if you understand the significance of this day, it has, for example, if you give $1 in charity on this day, it is equal to $1,000. So if you want to give $1,000 and you do not have $1,000, you can choose Ghadeer, the day of Ghadeer, and you give $10 and it becomes $10,000, right? If you feed one person among the Shia, it is as if you're giving food and you're giving feast to all the prophets who have gone before. So if you want to invite, like for example, I'm going to look at Mustafa or Zayan. I'm going to say that if you want to invite Dr. Hatim, you will ask him to come, you will get appointment. If you want to invite Sayyid Sistani to your home, it will be very difficult because he won't leave his place. There's a lot of security. But what if you want to invite all the prophets from Hazrat Adam to Prophet Muhammad? What do? You provide food to any of your Mu'min brother. And it is as if you've given food to all the prophets that have come from the beginning of the time. So now when we think about this dimension, we then think about another aspect, that Ghadeer, doing fasting on this particular day, is equal to 60 years of fasting. How many days of fasting, Muhammad Ali? 60 years. 60 years of fasting. So why? Why so many blessings on this day? One simple answer could be that this day is when Islam was completed, when Imam Ali alayhi salam was chosen as the successor. But why is that important? That's the question. What is the significance of choosing Imam Ali alayhi salam? So if you look at the sermon that the Prophet gave, it's a long sermon. In fact, there is a narration that when Prophet Nuh alayhi salam passed away, before he left, before he went back to Allah, before he died, he asked all of his 3 children, to actually take his wasiyah out on the day when he appointed his wasi. And that day should be a day of celebration and Eid, and all of the people should gather, eat food, and read the wasiyah that Hazrat Nuh has left about his wasi. Which means who will be the successor after Prophet Nuh. So there is a precedence of the prophets actually wanting their people to remember who they left behind. It's nothing new that the Prophet did. But when he did that, he didn't do it in an ordinary way. So if you think about all the events that led up to the event of Ghadeer, I'm going to skip all of those events. But if you think about the Ghadeer itself, the circumstances that led to the event, the actual day, how it was planned, the event itself and the sermon that the Prophet gave, and what happened after that. There are many aspects of insights that come from all of these aspects. But if you just think about the sermon that the Prophet gave, it was 2 to 3 hour long sermon. It wasn't like 10-15 minute sermon that people came and the Prophet raised Imam Ali alayhi salam and he raised his hand and said, Man kuntum mawla fahaza aliyun mawla, and it was done. It wasn't like that. We think it might be just like raising the hand and a Photoshop and that was it. No, it wasn't like that. It was a very detailed event. There are 5 things that happened that the Prophet mentioned. First thing that the Prophet mentioned in that particular event was, I am going to leave you. This is the end of my life. I do not have enough time to convey everything that is right versus wrong. Halal versus haram. What you should do and what you shouldn't be doing. You will have a lot of questions. Like our children have questions. Why pray with hands open versus closed? Why fast at this time versus the other time? Why not pray Taraweeh versus others people pray Taraweeh? Many questions that we have today. The Prophet said in front of everyone, I am leaving. I won't be here. But you will have a lot of questions. So I am not leaving you alone. He then mentioned his second point. This whose hand I am picking, whose hand I am holding, this my brother who has... The Prophet then says, not just says he's my brother or son-in-law. He says that he was with me at this time. He slept when no one slept on my bed. He fought when no one else stood by me. He gave when no one else gave. He completed all the tests. He was there when I received the first revelation. He was there when I asked him to go and defeat Marhab in Khaybar. He was there in Khandaq. So he told people what he has done. Then he raised his hand and said, whoever takes me as the Mawla should take Ali as the Mawla. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ya Ali. Allahu Akbar. Ya Rasulullah. Ya Ali. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So now this is the second part where the Prophet said that I am appointing Ali because of these reasons as the successor. Not because he's my son or he's my daughter's husband or my brother, none of those reasons. Because those reasons are where many of the Muslims try to confuse others. Or in fact, it's not Muslims, it's the shaitan which tries to confuse humanity. Why choose him versus others? Because no one else did what Imam Ali did. Then he did not stop over there. He said it is not just an appointment. I'm setting an institution. After him, there will be a series of walis. There will be a series of imams. This institution of imamat will be established after him. It will be 12 imams. And the last one will be Mahdi. They will all be from the progeny of Fatima Zahra. Huma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So at this point, the Prophet gave the second important thing in this entire narration, one that we all know, but we cannot make connections oftentimes because we haven't read. First one was Man kuntum mawla fahaza aliyun mawla. The second one was I'm leaving behind you two heavy things. One is the Quran, the second is Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Do not separate from them or you will be deceived. And they will not separate each other till they reach me at the pond of Kausar. So that was the second and third point. But then the Prophet made a covenant that we all have to make, the children have to make to themselves. When they grow older, they have to remember this. Because the Prophet made a covenant with the elders and everyone who was present. Anyone can guess, Ashar, Zayan, how many people were present at Ghadeer on that day? 120,000. 120,000 people were given this order by the Prophet that it is a responsibility of everyone who listens to this order to convey to the people who are not here. It is the responsibility of a person who lives in the city to convey to the people of the village, of the villagers to convey to the people of the city, of a white people to convey to the black, of the black to convey to the white. Of a person who isn't born, the responsibility goes on the father. The father and all the children over here who will become the father. It's their responsibility that one day they have to convey this covenant to their children. This is the covenant that the Prophet made. And once the Prophet made that covenant, he did something special. He raised his hands and he made a dua, a special dua where he said, "Oh Allah, whoever takes him as his mawla, whoever carries his message, whoever carries his wilayah, bless them in everything. But whoever doesn't follow what I've just ordered, may Allah's curse be with them for eternity." And we see after 1400 years, when 1.8, 1.9 billion Muslims cannot support these few million, less than 2 million Muslims, this is the curse that we see. Except for the Shia of Imam Ali alayhi salam, no one has stood up against the injustice. Ya Ali. So this is a very important point that I wanted you all to come to. But then the question becomes, the Prophet raised so many, he highlighted so many things on this day. But why did Allah choose this day to be so special? So this is something new. This is something that I've been thinking about over the past few days. And I want to share that new perspective. At least I haven't read or listened to that perspective. So we all know, and we've discussed this in detail, that Allah is beyond time. Allah knows things that will happen before they actually happen, because for Allah all of the things have unfolded. It is as if these things have already unfolded, and that's why we have all the signs which were about the reappearance of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. The signs which were there at the time of the arrival of the Prophet. People knew that something special is about to happen. Why? Because Allah had foretold. How does Allah foretell something it is about to happen? Because Allah knows that this is about to happen, because He is beyond time. For Him, all of these things have manifested. But in our life, we are not bounded by what Allah sees. For example, and this is an argument that happened in the court of Imam Ali, with Imam Ali Raza Salam, the court of Mamun. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ya Ali. Allah. Ya Rasulullah. So, the argument was, has Allah predestined everything? And it's a long argument, I won't go into the details. I'll just give an example that helps people understand what is predestined versus what is not predestined. We live in this world. We are alive. We were born. It's a predestiny. We cannot control whether we were born or not. where we were born or not. But what we can control, and Allah controls our health, Allah controls our ability to stand, Allah controls our ability, many other things. But if the time of Fajr prayer comes, and the alarm rings, or that we don't set an alarm, we do not wake up for the Fajr Salat, it is our responsibility. So Allah has given this as free will, but a lot of things in the world are already determined by Allah's circumstances, how Allah wants things to happen. So some of the things Allah already predetermined that there will be a day when this wilaya will transfer from last prophet to Imam Ali alayhi salam. There will be a day when Imam Mahdi will come and establish the true governance that is required as part of this covenant. Those are things already predetermined. But in order for this time to come on the 18th of Zilhajj, Rafi, be with me. If today we are in 2026, humans or the Prophet alayhi salam, Prophet Adam alayhi salam came roughly 10,000 years, 8,000 years ago. The earth or the humanoids, they started 300,000 years ago. The sun was created 4 billion years ago. The galaxies started 10 to 11 billion years ago. The Big Bang happened 14 billion years ago. In order for that event to unfold on the 18th of Zilhajj, everything has to be perfect in the realm of free will. Meaning the galaxies have to be formed in the right way. The scientific principles have to work in the perfect way. The sun has to be created in the right time. The earth has to come into being at the right time. And after that, the humanoids have to come right at the time as they came. Hazrat Adam has to start at that time when he started. And after that, the Prophet Muhammad's lineage has not to be discontinued. There should not be a time over the past 8,000 years that a single person who has the nur of Prophet Muhammad dies without giving a birth. And then Imam Ali and Prophet Muhammad have to come at the same time. And Hazrat Abdullah cannot die before giving the nur of Prophet in Hazrat Amina. And after that, Imam Ali has to be alive, has to come in Kaaba after 30 years. For him to be exactly that time, so his mother cannot die before that time that he comes in Kaaba. And after that, Imam Ali has to live and the Prophet has to live through the time in Makkah, through the Shayb Abi Talib days when Imam Ali was sleeping, through all the battles with free will. They have to undertake every single thing for this particular day to come to a point where the Prophet and Imam Ali are alive and the vision that Allah has comes to fruition, for which Allah claimed in heavens. He wrote before creation, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah Aliyun Waliullah. In order for Aliyun Waliullah to happen, this 14 billion plus how many trillion years of things have to come into the right time, at right space for Allah's knowledge to manifest. And that's why this day is not only a historical event, it is a mu'jiza that we all live and celebrate. And that's why it is so important for us to recognize the significance of this particular day. Yeah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Wa ala Muhammad. So then this brings me to my last point. That how do we know that this was decided before? And that is, what is our responsibility knowing all of these things that we know? How do we convey this message to the children? Especially when the children do not read books, especially when the children do not want to listen to long speeches, especially when the children have shorter and shorter focus time span in this world. So first of all, there is a narration where Imam Ali alayhi salam asked the Prophet, are you better or is Hazrat Jibreel better? So Imam ne Rasulullah se kaha ki kya aap chunke bacche sare chale gaye hain. I don't know, like there are a few children. I'll just speak in English. I'll just finish it in English. So Imam Ali alayhi salam asked the Prophet, are you better or the Prophet better? Or are you better or Hazrat Jibreel better? The Prophet gave 5 different aspects. I won't go into all of them. I'll just talk about 2, and with that I'll conclude. One was, the Prophet said that on the day when we went to Miraj, Hazrat Jibreel, my brother Jibreel, told me that beyond this point I cannot go. If I go beyond this point, it is beyond my limits. Only you alone can go to the point where you are invited. Then the Prophet said, when I came close to Allah, Allah told me that I have selected your wasi, and he is Ali ibn Abi Talib. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And then the Prophet says that I saw near the throne, Allah said, raise your head, look at this pillar near the throne, and you will read a few names. All of these are your successors. There were 12 successors written in green. And my last successor, Allah told me, his name will be Mahdi. He will be from my daughter Fatima. And he will fill this earth with justice as it would be filled with injustice and tyranny. And he will from east to west. He will reign from north to south. He is the one who will bear my flag. And he is the one that will who is responsible for bringing justice in this world. This narration is from a book that I recently discovered. This book is called Maza Qala Ali. You might have come across some of the narrations about how the people of end of times, especially the people of Khurasan, what their weapons would look like. There might be some things that you would have come across about the long arrows as tall as mountains, and many other things, the forecast that Imam Ali alayhi salam mentioned. What I would suggest, and this is a recommendation, what we have done at Dar Zainab, and this is something that we want to use this as part of the Muharram program. We as community, we do not read books. So in order to digest things, it's hard for us to read. So we got the Arabic book, we translated that. Now there is a web app which we created, so it has the English version and it has audio version, so you can listen to the book while you're traveling. While you're traveling, it will be like literally the chapters in English have the audio message. And then for each of those chapters, there are sub-lectures. So what we will do in the month of Muharram, these lectures will unlock every Friday 3 to 4 lectures, 3 to 4 chapters. There are 44 chapters. Every day in the month of Muharram, whenever we have program, we will dedicate 15 minutes for the children, 15 to 30 minutes for the children to have questions. There will be scorecards, children who complete the book and the elders who complete the book, they will get some sort of prize recognition. In this way, by the time we reach the 9th of Rabiul Awwal, we will complete a dense book which typically no one will read otherwise. But as part of this summer break, we hope that at least some of the children can read the book. And if they read the book, if they consume the message, we have done an amazing job in conveying the asrar of Ahlul Bayt alayhis salam to the Shia of the future generations. With that, I would like to thank you all for coming and would like to give you Mubarak on this particular day and would like to pray that, O Allah, help those who are in need and destroy the Zalimeen and hasten the reappearance of the Imam of the time. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, with the dua of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. Rabbi ighfirli wa li walidayya wa liman dakhala baytiya mu'minin wa lil mu'minin wal mu'minat wa la tazid az-zalimina illa tabara wa la tazid az-zalimina illa tabara wa la tazid az-zalimina illa tabara bihaqqi Muhammad wa Ali wa Fatima wal Hasan wal Husain. Allahumma ajjil li waliyyika al-faraj.